Huh. Good morning, TikTok. How are y'all? Huh? Oh, oh, Vince Flair. Oh, I am out on my morning constitution. And I think by now, it's time for another prison story. Ha! So we're going to continue the narrative from where we were yesterday, which was I had just been detained and brought into custody by state troopers in Illinois, about an hour south of Chicago, while tragic boyfriend Charles fled to a Candlewood Suites to bask in meth-soaked luxury with his uh, truly heinous friends from New Orleans that he brought up to make himself feel better about being a total waste of his shit. So, uh, so the first thing I'm going to tell you about that happened that night was me sitting in the squad car before I got brought to, and I think the place was called Watseka, like Watseka, something like that. It's a really small town in Illinois. And they had a really surprisingly comfortable jail. I didn't know that at the time, uh, but it was surprisingly comfortable. And the next one was even more comfortable. The next one I had like a suite in this bitch, but the first one before I got there, I sat in that squad car by myself. And weirdly enough, he put me in the front seat. He didn't put me in the back seat. I don't know why that was. Probably because, like, under some rules or something, I wasn't actually being arrested yet. I was just like being detained for questioning. I don't know. I mean, surely he had a reason, but also surely he hadn't gonna fucking tell me what that reason was. So Uh, while I was sitting in the squad car by myself and he's out there talking to tragic boyfriend, like I'm fully aware the hair is not hairing today. So I'm fully aware that like I'm not getting out of this. I'm still hoping, right? But like I'm aware that it's unlikely at best. And the most likely scenario is that I'm gonna have to spend at least a little bit of time in jail. But like I was harboring these fantasies, right? That tragic boyfriend was somehow gonna like figure a way out, like tell them the right things. There's always something you can tell somebody that'll get you out of something. Was the mindset I had at the time. And like I was just like, oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna find a way. And then he's gonna use that money. He's gonna come bail me out on whatever charge they got me. And then we can go and be together. Oh, hi in Canada. So fucking stupid. So stupid. The people who have known me for a long time, uh, hey, they already know how stupid I can be, but I mean, beyond that, like, I don't think y'all hear me say it very often, but stupid. Like stupid with a T. Stupid. So I'm sitting in that squad car and I'm recalling this movie with Alicia Keys in it called Smoking Aces. And there's like this one character who like removed his fingerprints. Like he removed the skin from his fingernails so that he couldn't fingerprint. And I'm sitting there in that car, high as a motherfucker. Even though I'd been sleeping when they got me, I'd been getting high every 20 minutes for like 2 years. So she's pretty much always high. And I think, oh, well, you know, whatever they're gonna get me on, if I can like if they can't identify me, then tragic boyfriend will be able to like logic a way out of this, and I'll be okay, and I'll get out, and ha 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 ha, they'll never catch me. So I sat in that car with my thumb and like just scratching at my fingernails, just scratching, thinking it was gonna do something. Guy comes back and says, "So, we're gonna go ahead and take you down to the station, book you, keep you there for the night while we try to figure out who you are." And he knew who the fuck I was at this point, right? He's playing a little game with me, and that's all right. That's what they did. I didn't know that. So he gets me to the jail. They book me in, and I drop a couple of one lines like stupid shit, like Why am I here? What did I do? And at one point, they tried to trick me. They're like, "So, uh, David, what's your phone number?" And I started like, "Huh?" And I was like, "I don't have a phone." And he's like, "Oh, got you. You thought that your name wasn't David." And I was like, "Anybody would answer that question that way, bro. I'm not telling you any shit you don't already fucking know." And so they get tired of my bullshit, and it was bullshit. And they put me in a holding tank. And I sat there in that holding tank, and I found they had a table in there, one of those metal tables that's glued to the floor. And I found an edge of it that was just a little sharp, just a smidge, a little sharp. And I was just rubbing my fingerprints on it, just rubbing them, thinking, "Ah, I got you, motherfuckers. I'm so fucking smart. Huh, figure this shit out." They let me sit in there for about 4 fucking hours. No fucking joke. 4 fucking hours. And finally, they come in, and I'm like half asleep, my head on this metal table, my hand still just a going, trying. And the dude, the police officer, goes, "If you're done playing with yourself in there, we're going to go ahead and get you a bed." And they did. They weren't coming to take me to leave. Chowder's boyfriend most certainly was not coming to bail my ass out. No, nah, he fled as fast as he fucking could. Probably even smoking meth with his knees again. Fucking dumbass. So they take me out of the holding cell and they put me in a uh, a chair that's like still inside the office. And uh sorry. You get weirded out when people are staring at me on the street. It's just weird. So not be stupid. Yeah, but I do like so I they sit me down in this chair, and I'm not handcuffed or anything. Like I could reach over and grab a pin and just jug one of these motherfuckers if I wanted to. And if y'all know what jug means, ask me in the comments and I'll tell you. And so the guy then tries that saying, "What's your number again?" Frank, this time. And he said it to me, and I'm so tired. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm like, I don't have a fucking phone, and my name's Dave. Ah! All that time I spent scratching the fingernails. All of it. The fingerprints trying to get them off. And then it just told the motherfucker what my name was. And they showed up, grabbed me by the arm right there, took me into a little room, made me take my clothes off, rake your nuts, bend over, spread up. my first introduction to such things, and would not be the last. And they put me in a jumpsuit and then shoved me into a line with like 10 other people. And there was some guy, it was like the cubes had 2 bunks in each one, and then like bars separating it from the day room. And each bunk had 2 beds. But the cube they put me in, there was only one dude in there, and he was sleeping on a bottom bunk. So there was another bottom bunk free. And the mattress, bitch, I'm not joking. That thing. No fucking pillow. Nothing. Nothing. But despite that, it was surprisingly comfortable. They gave me an extra jumpsuit I was able to use as a pillow. And after having been asleep in the back of a SUV, like a Ford Fusion shit, or whatever they were, Ford, not an Explorer, something like that, some Escape, Ford Escape, something like that, for half a day. And then like through all the stress of sitting in that holding tank. I mean, it's like when you don't eat for like a day, and then all of a sudden you eat, and it's like the best food you've ever fucking had. It's like that. I look fucking crazy. So, um, they let me be, and I fell asleep. And sometime later, something is just like shaking my feet, just shaking my feet. And the guy who was sleeping in the bunk next to me had gotten up, and it was breakfast time. Now, they served breakfast at this place by a hole in the wall. in the day room that's like maybe 12 inches by 3 inches rectangular. They open up a little metal flap and they shove the food in. And breakfast is always cold. It's always like an apple and a cereal box and like a thing of milk. Uh, and and they don't give you coffee or anything like that. No water, none of that. So not at this place. Most places will give you coffee, but not this place. And uh, the guy is shaking my leg, going, hey, bro, it's breakfast time. It's breakfast time. You hungry? You want your breakfast?" And I was like, "No, leave me alone. I want to die." And he does not leave me alone. Needless to say, he's like, "Man, get up and get your breakfast. If you're not gonna eat, you need to give somebody else. You don't take it, they not gonna get it." He was right. And I was still on autopilot, didn't know nothing about no rules, didn't know that what he was doing was like a serious breach of etiquette. Like you do not do that shit to another inmate. Uh, but huh? What's I gonna do about it? I got up, got my breakfast, and handed it to him. Took my ass back to sleep. Slept for 2 days. The only time I was awake is when this dude is shaking me, telling me to get my food so I can give it to him. Well, finally, when I wake up and I start to take stock of where I am, and I think, what am I supposed to do now? Tragic boyfriend didn't come for me. Maybe he's gonna come. Maybe I just need to ask somebody. But maybe if I just explain, huh, 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 to the people that somebody will help me. Nah, bitch, ain't fucking nobody helping me. Not a motherfucking nobody. Learn that shit quick. So I have the money. Like, killer tragic boyfriend took all the money. I think I got booked in with like $1.14 in my pocket. uh, and what can I say? I was ready at that point in my mind. I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in jail. I'm not doing this shit. As soon as I get the opportunity, motherfucker, I'm gonna hang myself. What's the point? Everything I had's taken from me, and everything I love is out there. And I don't fucking love myself, so now I just got to be alone with some shit I hate, surrounded by people I fucking hate, surrounded by people who fucking hate me. That don't sound real appetizing, now, does it? Didn't to me either. So, again, I don't know shit about prison at this point. I am not the educated, wise up convict that I am now. But some mistakes, bitch, some mistakes. So I decided to do the only thing that an upstanding, soon to be dead, suicidal former, still current, I don't know, meth addict, not a felon yet though, would do. And I called my fucking mom. Said, "Hey, mom." She said, "Where are you, baby?" Jail. "Oh, yeah, I figured." "And are you okay?" "No, mom, no. I want to kill myself, mom." And look, I've never had a suicidal thought in my entire life before that point. Not one. Despite all the meth smoking, despite all the random crazy sex, despite the STDs, despite the bullshit, I had never once wanted to end my life. That's just not who I am. And I tell you, I wanted to then. I really did. And she couldn't handle it. She starts crying on the phone. She says, "I have to go. I have to go." She lets me go. And, that just left me with like nothing. The last safe space I had, just bear in mind, I mean, I'm 27 fucking years old. I should have had my own goddamn safe space at that point. So I retreat back to my bunk. I mean, my ass barely hits that fucking mattress. And I hear somebody at the little food hole, "McIntyre! McIntyre, get your ass up here." And I'm thinking, well, surely there can't be another McIntyre here, right? There just can't be. But if there is, they're probably calling me. No, they weren't calling him. They were calling me. And I didn't get up. So they came in, goon squad, 6 of them. pulled my ass up out that fucking bed, dragged me because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know if I'm about to get initiated into the old drop the soap gang or what. I don't fucking know. Dragged me out and sat me in that same exact chair they had me in the 2 nights before when they first booked me in and got me to tell them my name. And the guy said, "So we just talked to your mom." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" She called us. She's concerned that you're trying to harm yourself. I'm like, "Oh fuck. That's how this works? That's how this works?" Like I tell my mom, and then you all come in here and like, ah shit. Bro, sorry. You're good. God damn. Couldn't have stopped this bike. No, no. What a fucking ass. Sorry. I had to start back again because some really hot guy on a bicycle almost ran me over. I don't get that. Like, you see, I'm doing something. You see, I'm not paying a fucking bit of attention to what you're doing. You can't stop your fucking bicycle. Mm. I'm supposed to stop walking for you, but you can't stop your bicycle for me. People are such assholes. So I'm like, is this how this works? Is this how it is? Like, I confess something that I'm feeling to my mom, and y'all gonna send a game squad in here to take me down? And I just lost it. Started bawling. I'm like, I fucking hate all of this. I don't want to be here. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to change any of it. I just don't know what to do. And they, can imagine, did not really have an answer for me. So the answer turns out to be that they're going to put me in one of those suicide outfits and expect me to just, continue to be alone with myself. But there's some grace here because they told me what they were going to do. And I talked fast. I'm not going to kill myself, bro. I just, it's my first day in jail and I was upset and I was whining to my, I got a good mea culpa and I use it and it worked. And it just so happens that at that moment, I look over to the other side of the room and there's a fucking book cart right there full of paperback books. And I just went with the first thing that came to mind and said, "Can I have one of those books? That would make me feel a lot better." And they said, "Go, have as many of them as you like." As if they tell you that shit in prison. They did. He told me that. So probably the only time I ever got told something like that in prison. At least by a guard. I got told that shit by the boys sometimes. So I walked my ass over there and I found a book. I found Robert Jordan's The Dragon Before, one of my favorite books. And I found Robert Jordan, The Shadow Race, also one of my favorite books. And I brought both of them back to that little cube and I sat there and I disappeared into those books. And I was somewhere else. None of that shit mattered anymore. So I know he's dead, but thank you, Robert Jordan, for that. And that is all for today. Bye.